welcome anywhere around the world. This is Nationwide from Abuja. I'm Ayodeji Makinde. We'll begin from the National Assembly, where Senate is seeking the repeal of National Identity Management Commission Act to give way to the establishment of an Identity Commission alongside a National Identity Database. The bill, sponsored by the Deputy President of the Senate, Barrow Jibrin, made provisions for maintenance of the national database, registration of individuals and issuance of identity credentials with the hope of addressing crimes relating to identity theft. The bill also seeks to streamline sharing of personal data and expand the scope of the commission. The House of Representatives has passed a resolution urging the federal and state governments to urgently put in place measures to effectively contain the outbreak of cholera in Lagos and other parts of the country. Adopting a motion of urgent public importance by Minority Leader Kingsley Chinda, the House notes that the rapid spread of the disease constitutes serious public health concern, given the casualties and death reported by the Nigeria Center for Disease Control.
It is on information, national orientation, ethics and values to oversee the rigorous public orientation, enlightenment and education of the citizenry on the need to maintain personal hygiene at all times by relevant government agencies.
The Green Chamber also condemned the recent bomb attacks in Gwoza local government area of Borno State, which left several people dead and many injured.
Identifying their faces, it was discovered that they were recruited, they were drugged, they were brainwashed, and they were imported to come to Gwoza from somewhere to cause this issue. They came in uniform, what is normally called in the northern part of Nigeria anko. They are wearing the same color of uniform. So it's a wake-up call for everybody in the country. If you see this kind of thing, they are more or less security threat.
The all-society approach strategy should be used to detect these type of actions before they happen.
Unless we begin to hold people responsible and accountable, people will be posted to particular areas and the people of that area's lives are not being protected. And you cannot hear like it happened during military juntas, that someone is called to account for neglecting his responsibility that led to particular act.
It's painful. And I share in the pain of those from the affected states. It's not only in the north. Just 2 days ago or 3 days ago, policemen were shot again in Abia State for doing nothing at their duty posts.
Lawmakers urged the security agencies to step up intelligence gathering and surveillance to nip security threats in the bud. Moving on to a bit of security matters, troops of the Nigerian Armed Forces have rescued 1,993 kidnapped victims and arrested 3,682 terrorists in ongoing operations in the second quarter of 2024. Director Defense Media Operations Major General Edward Buba says troops also eliminated 2,245 terrorists across the country, while several arms and ammunition were recovered within the period. In another development, the Inspector General of Police, Kayode Egbetokun, has condemned the recent suicide bombings in Gwoza, Borno State, which claimed innocent lives with many sustaining various degrees of injuries. The IGP also extends his condolences to the government and people of Borno State, particularly the families and loved ones of those affected. Similarly, the IGP has deployed additional personnel and resources to Borno State to bolster security, prevent further attacks, reassuring residents of obligation to total safety and security in the states. Meanwhile, the Explosive Ordnance Disposal (EOD) unit, in collaboration with the Nigerian Army EOD unit, is engaging in clearance operations to ensure that no further threats infiltrate any part of Borno State or its neighboring states. In addition, the Inspector General of Police has ordered the Deputy Inspector General of Police in charge of the Force Intelligence Department to scale up intelligence gathering across the country for more effective anti-crime operations. Let's also tell you that breaking the chain of accidents is at the front line of the Nigerian Air Force Safety Review Board meeting, which is chaired by the Chief of the Air Staff, Air Marshal Hassan Abubakar, at NAF headquarters, Abuja. Air Marshal Abubakar states that the NAF regards safety as one of its core functions and is committed to developing and implementing policies to ensure that all activities are conducted in a safe and conducive environment, giving assurances that the NAF would intensify efforts to enhance safety in all its operations as it continues its transformation into an agile and resilient force. The Chief of the Air Staff also stated that more interesting days lie ahead for the Nigerian Air Force in view of government's commitments to equipping the Nigerian Air Force with modern operations and platforms. Although the meeting comes after inaccurate reports of a helicopter crash by some media, later confirmed to be an unmanned aerial vehicle drone with no ground casualties, a safety review is an integral part of the Nigerian Air Force operations. Let's go over now to our Maiduguri Network Center, and Abubakar will take it up from here. Over to you, Abubakar.
That's true, Ayodeji. Good to see you. In a vibrant and ceremonious event, 513 prospective corps members of the Batch B Stream 1, posted to Borno State, stood proudly as they were sworn into the National Youth Service Corps, NYSC. Tina Toro completes the story.
The arrival of the acting governor, represented by the chairman NYSC Borno State Governing Board, Mohammed Aminu Gluze, marked the commencement of the event. Mohammed Aminu Gluze commended the corps members for accepting their postings and encouraged them to be self-reliant given the economic situation of the country.
It prepares them the kind of leadership they are expected to exhibit in the country. And that was the essence of the whole essence of the NYSC itself.
State Coordinator Mohammed Adamujia encouraged the prospective corps members to embrace the various camp activities and express gratitude to the security officials for ensuring the safety of the NYSC offices and corps members across local government areas in Borno State.
We always advise corps members to be disciplined and dedicated to the ideas of the NYSC. And once they abide by all this, I'm sure they will enjoy their service here in Borno State.
Justice Bukar Malgui, representing the state chief judge, administered the oath of allegiance to the prospective corps members. The Borno State government donated food items to include 20 bags of rice, 10 liters of cooking oil, and 4 cows to support the corps members. The corps members expressed mixed emotions about their postings, but look forward to the 3-week camp experience with enthusiasm. In Maiduguri, Tina Toro, NTA News.
The 7th Division Nigerian Army has distributed food items to family of fallen heroes as an assurance that they are not alone. Tina Toro again reports that 40 widows benefited from the gesture.
These women are widows of men of the 7th Division who died in the line of duty, protecting the territorial integrity of the country. Left alone to cater for the needs of the family left behind, the 7th Division Nigerian Army thought it wise to lend a helping hand by bringing succor, hence the distributed food items.
We in the Northeast here have been fighting this insurgency for a while. We, the military, are not also happy that we lost our soldiers. The widows that are left behind will also know that we still have concern for them.
The widows are appreciative of the gesture.
I feel very, very happy. Very, very happy, honestly. May God bless them. May God continue to bless them.
I'm very grateful. I'm very happy, and God will continue to bless them.
They acknowledge that life has not been easy without their breadwinners, but this show of empathy has lifted their spirits. In Maiduguri, Tina Toro, NTA News.
NOA.
You're welcome back. Osun State is yet to record any confirmed case of cholera since the outbreak of the disease in the country. The state government, however, says it is doing everything possible to prevent the outbreak of the disease. Correspondent Femi Afariogun reports.
Cholera is a potentially deadly disease caused by contaminated water and food, having affected many states in Nigeria and surrounded by states with confirmed cases. Osun is one of the few states yet to record any confirmed case.
We had some suspected cases, 14 suspected cases, and the samples were taken to laboratory. To the glory of God, we have gotten results for 13 out of the 14, and the result came out negative.
With many walking around without paying attention to the new outbreak, Osun State government is embarking on sensitization, while it has also launched an emergency response team.
We have prepared some treatment centers in case we have no cases.
The government is going to be very strong on enforcement, because we feel that we don't expect there to be an activity whereby this dirtiness is a culture again.
The government urged the people to always maintain good hygiene, while also appealing to them to report any suspected case of cholera to the nearest medical center. In Osogbo, Femi Afariogun, NTA News.
Now let's connect with Femi in Osogbo for him now to give us an update on the current situation and the fight to prevent the first recorded case of cholera in Osogbo, Osun State. Femi, bring us up to speed. How effective are the efforts by the government to nip this in the bud?
First is drizzling here in Osogbo. It's raining heavily here. After a few weeks, concerns have risen about the potential of the waterborne disease cholera to spread promptly in the state. The state government has taken drastic steps to curtail the spread of this disease. They have been to marketplaces to sensitize market women and for other public places to sensitize them on the need for them to maintain good hygiene during this period. To talk more about the state of cholera in Osun State, I have the state epidemiologist, Dr. Your name, please?
Okay, so I'm Omolola Adiagbo, Dr. Omolola Adiagbo.
You're welcome. Can you bring up the speed? What's the level the state government is taking, the measures taken to curtail this spread?
Okay, so the state government through the State Ministry of Health has actually swung into action proactively, as Osun is yet to record any case. So the measures is tilting more towards the preventive aspect. That is, we have moved to the community level and even at to sensitize our people on how to prevent cholera. Also, we engaged the media, such as using radio and television, and also social media handles to sensitize the indigents of Osun about how to prevent cholera and what to do if they see anyone with symptoms. So those are part of the measures we've taken so far.
Earlier you told me about something about informants. What are these informants?
So we've also heightened our surveillance both at community level and health facility level. So we have one informant. We have 332 community mobilizers who are to inform, to sensitize people per ward. That is at the local level. We also have 3,322, as Osun has 332 wards, so 10 per ward community informants who are sound. They've been trained on the case definitions of cholera, so that if they see anybody at the community, now I'm talking about the community level, 10 per ward. So once they see anybody with symptoms of cholera, the information gets quickly to the disease surveillance and notification officers at the LGA level to make sure that we get the information to time and also curtail the spread if eventually we have. We've also made sure that the borders, the border LGAs at Osun State, the surveillance activities there are heightened. Not only the sensitization and awareness, but also the surveillance activities. The state government has also strategically identified our cholera treatment centers in case we have any case of cholera. As at the moment, we don't have any confirmed case, but in case we eventually record one, there are cholera treatment centers strategically located within the state. Part of the measures taken is also that we have the laboratory tests will be done rapidly. We have the RDT kit, the rapid diagnostic test kits. Also, the laboratory test facility is also in place to make sure that the state, it's part of the preparedness, and to see that the Ministry of Environment, I also have to note that Ministry of Environment and Water are also working in collaboration with Osun State Ministry of Health to see that the environment aspect of it, to avoid open defecation, and also to see that the water drainage through all are put in place at the moment.
Thank you, Dr. Abiago. I've been speaking with Dr. Adeago, the Osun State epidemiologist. Back to you in Abuja.
Femi Afariogun there in Osogbo speaking, of course, of finding out efforts by the Osun State government to prevent the outbreak of cholera, and quite some efforts there being laid down by the State Ministry of Health. Femi, I'd like to thank you for joining us on Nationwide. Right back here in Abuja, it's time now to go over and connect with our Makurdi Network Center, and Charles will be our guide.
And a warm welcome to Makurdi. Governor Hyacinth Alia has lauded the federal government for the numerous projects and programs being executed in Benue State to better the lives of the people. The governor expressed this appreciation at different fora during the thank you tour to 23 local government areas of the state. Elias Sichav has more.
Benue State Governor to the 23 local government areas of the state provided the opportunity to meet with people at the grassroots to appreciate them for the support leading to his emergence as governor, as well as his administration. Governor Hyacinth Alia during the interface also conveyed his immense gratitude to the President Bola Ahmed Tinubu's government in the execution of numerous projects and programs in the state. Some of the projects mentioned include the ongoing construction of the Makurdi-Otukpo Enugu-Dua Carriage Road, which they promised to include a flyover at the Wuruku roundabout in Makurdi, as well as the Amadu Bello Way in Otukpo. Also highlighted is a project for the construction of the Buruku Crossing Bridge, the construction of the road linking Tiogbunda Jingi Uga and the Tiogbunda Uga Tseadingi Nkwabu Road, as well as the renovation and upgrading of the Joseph Sawan Taka Stadium in Boko.
We thank His Excellency, our dear President and a friend of Benue, and a brother and friend of Ikedeland for having favored us. He's going to support us some more. Let us continue to support the Benue State government and the federal government.
Others are the establishment of a world-class fashion hub to promote the textile industry and the ongoing construction of the road linking Oju and Obi local government areas.
We will continue to work day and night. President Ahmed Bola Tinubu is by us and is standing with us. And this is why the strides we have made were very possible. He has promised to do even more. He's a lover of Benue.
For these and many more, the people of the state have lauded President Bola Ahmed Tinubu's government as they pledge their continued support for the present administration in order to continue to deliver more democratic dividends to the state. In Makurdi, Elias Itiaf, NTA News.
The paramount ruler of the Idoma nation in Benue State, His Royal Majesty John Elaigu Odogbo, says under his reign, he will continue to promote peace and harmony amongst his subjects and calls on eminent personalities from his domain to work towards peace, security, and development in the land. He said this during a ceremony to mark the second-year anniversary of his coronation at the palace in Otukpo. Simbiat Agbaji reports that the event also witnessed the conferment of chieftaincy titles on 19 eminent personalities.
The Idoma ethnic nationality is the second largest tribe in Benue State after the Tiv tribe and are dominant in 7 local government areas out of the 23 local government areas in the state. The Ochidama, His Royal Majesty, John Elaigu Odogbo, a retired assistant director with the Federal Inland Revenue Service, FRS, was installed as the 5th paramount ruler on the 30th of June 2022. As eminent personalities and people from all walks of life grace his second-year anniversary, the paramount ruler appreciated God and said his reign has been unique, with special commitment to unity, peace, and preservation of the kingdom's cultural heritage.
We cope, working diligently to ensure the safety and well-being of all our people by implementing actionable, effective measures and strategic partnership. I stand here, my brother the Ochidama, to assure you that our togetherness will be strengthened to greater level.
Those conferred with chieftaincy titles described the Ochidama as a man with sterling leadership qualities and promised to uphold the dignity and responsibilities that come with the title.
You are a father to all of us. Please, do not turn anyone away. Even those who have been misled, bring them back under one banner.
The occasion witnessed cultural displays and dances by various groups. From Otukpo local government area in Benue State, Simbiat Agbaji, NTA News.
Rounds of our contribution from Makurdi nationwide continues in Abuja with Ayodeji after this timeout. Please stay.
A good farmer is a craftsman of the highest order. It is said, great farmer.
NTA News. First with the news. Authentic and reliable.
You're welcome back. A catalogue bearing all the entries for the hashtag One Nigeria Unity Fabric competition has been presented to the public ahead of final selection of a winner. Promoter of the competition and Nigeria's First Lady, Oluremi Tinubu, while presenting the catalogue in her office, also unveiled 2 fashion icons as judges for the competition. State House correspondent Adeni Taiwo reports that excitement is already up ahead of the unveiling of the winner.
Fellow Nigerians, from the moment the hashtag One Nigeria Unity Fabric competition was announced by Nigeria's First Lady, Oluremi Tinubu, the goal was clear, and that is to promote an identity that not only reflects the unity of Nigeria, but also inspire a sense of patriotism among the people. At the end of June, when submission of entries for the competition closed, a total of 111 entries were received and catalogued.
The winner will be presented with the prize money of 20 million naira to be channeled into his or her education or business venture.
Renowned fashion icon Princess Abba Folawiyo and international textile designer Banke Kuku were unveiled as judges to select the design that ultimately captures the beauty and oneness of the country.
Bringing business into local economy, which is good, and because our manufacturers are going to be from Nigeria, so we did that during the campaign. So we believe that there will be job creation, there will be money put in the system.
Well, I'll be looking out for creativity, what the designers do,
then I would decide.
I think it opens people up to understanding there is a future and there is a creativity. It kind of brings seriousness to the creative industry because, you know, a lot of people are very strict on themselves to do certain types of jobs, but there's such a huge career in creativity. There's so much to be done in Nigeria in terms of that. There's so the market is huge.
After a winner emerges in September, fabrics from the winning design will be adopted for use to commemorate this year's Independence Anniversary celebration. In the State House, Adeni Itaiwo, NTA News.
Before we go to the gender story, let's bring you up to date with what is ongoing in Kano, as the High Court there, sitting in Kano, has adjourned sitting on the Emirship tussle to July 4 for hearing all applications in the ongoing case instituted by the Kano Attorney General, the Kano House of Assembly, and its Speaker against the 5 deposed emirs of Kano, Bichi, Rano, Karaye, and Gaya. Elizabeth Yila Lamido tells us more.
The applicants, Kano Attorney General and the State House of Assembly, are seeking an order restraining the 5 dethroned emirs from presenting themselves as traditional rulers. Counsel to the applicants informed the court that they were served with 5 processes on July 1st by the respondent and urges the court to give 30 minutes stand down to enable them serve the respondents with their responses. Counsel to the respondent opposed the 30-minute stand-down and sought for an adjournment to enable them reply and file all their applications. Justice Amina Adamu Aliyu adjourned the matter until July 4th for hearing of all pending applications and originating motion.
We seek the stand-down for the court for us to serve them with the processes so that they can respond to it and the court will go on. But unfortunately, they insisted that the matter be adjourned so that they have time to further response to our counter affidavit to their applications.
And we told the court that, you see, we cannot wait all the day for them. If they even bring the processes, we need to go and study it and respond to same.
In a related development, a ruling by Justice Simon Amobeda of the Federal High Court in Kano has prompted further legal maneuvers. The counsel representing the defendants, mainly the state government, has filed an application for a stay of execution of the judgment. This has been met with a counter affidavit from the applicant, Aminu Ado Bayero's counsel. The Federal High Court has scheduled the matter for ruling on Monday, July 8, 2024. In Kano, Elizabeth Yila, NTA News.
And still in Kano, stakeholders are taking a multifaceted approach to avert flooding in flood-prone areas in the state. Correspondent Yohana Hassan Barau reports that 14 local government areas were predicates to be at high risk.
This is one of the victims affected by last year's flooding, leaving him and his family homeless. Muhammad Salihu is just one out of the many people whose lives and livelihood were affected in the state. At the moment, the 2024 seasonal rainfall prediction has projected 14 local government areas to be at high risk, which stakeholders say most of the prone communities are close to riverine areas with many activities that require changes, hence the prompt action.
Like I told you, last week we were in Jigawa State, we do what we call downscaling early warning to grassroots level for early action. And what's in few days coming, we are going to do the same thing in Kano. That is, it means that we are going further to the grassroots level.
All the places there that water used to follow, you don't block it. Because the moment you block it, it means that you have not done anything.
Hadeja Jama'are River Basin Development Authority has also taken steps to control spillage of excess water from dams.
We have acquired 2 number amphibian excavators which have been used to desal the rivers, the river Hadeja. We have also been able to clear the type of grass that has been growing in the river, thereby dispersing the water into the farmlands.
With these bold steps of relocating Muhammadu and others to a highland area whose lives were shattered by flooding, they will be made comfortable and secured. In Kano, Yahana Sahasambaro, NTA News.
Now let's connect with Yahana Su in Kano because this seemed to be quite a disturbing report ahead of this flooding. Yahana Su, this surely will be coming as a warning shot ahead of the raining season proper. And of course, tell us, what are those things on ground to ensure that we have proper management of this flooding?
Thank you. Most of the things that cause this flooding is, blockage of drainages and building on waterways like the one right behind me. Another thing is, diversion of water from dams by farmers and other water users. So as a result, the Hadeja Jama'are River Basin Development Authority, under the trimming program, that is the Transformation Irrigation in Nigeria Management Project, has taken a bold step to ensure that these farmers have ownership of some parts of the facilities under the irrigation. So as a result of that, they are keeping their eyes open always to ensure that these farmers and other water users that divert water from waterways and other channels are not doing that, because the statistics they had just last year, they have more than 320 illegal diversion of water from Tiga Dam down to Hadeja, River Hadeja. So this makes them to give them ownership, so it has reduced tremendously. Apart from that too, the Hadeja Jama'are has ventured into training of the rivers. What they do is to train the river itself to have a way that will not affect the farmlands and houses around communities in waterways. So this is just part of the Hadeja Jama'are River Basin. And what the NEMA, that is the National Emergency Management Agency, and the State Emergency Management Agency does is to collaborate with each other. There has been a stakeholder meeting with Ministry of Transport, Ministry of Environment, and traditional rulers to enlighten them on the dangers that this flooding poses. So a lot of things have been done. Some are being relocated to highlands so that floods will not affect them. UNICEF are also contributing their quota to ensure that there is provision of where these people, if it occurs, of which we are not praying for that, victims will be relocated to those places so that school activities will not be affected in any way.
Johanna Su, I'd like to thank you for your contribution. It's interesting to know that efforts are on ground, and of course the people are also aware of the dangers and they are taking precautionary steps to reduce the dangers and the adverse effects to the barest minimum. Thank you very much, Johanna Su in Kano.
Thank you.
All right, that's Johanna Su there in Kano, bringing us an update as to preparations to limit the dangers of flooding in the year 2024 in the states. Gender activists in the country are advocating the repositioning of 2 gender bills for passage by the 10th National Assembly. Elizabeth Omorui reports that this was at a policy round table where key players in gender mainstreaming are expected to come up with a recommendation that will aid passage of the bills into law.
Gender advocates say women's rights have improved over the years, but continued progress is not guaranteed. Human trafficking, gender-based violence, poverty, harmful cultural practices, and financial instability are just a few of issues women face globally. These impediments are part of the reasons they are gathered to reposition the 2 gender bills, HB 191 Sexual Offences Act Amendment Bill 2019 and HB 342 National Council for Widows, Dependents, Children and Orphans Assistance Bill 2019 for reconsideration.
We clamor for the support of our erudite honorable members and senators
to help us achieve this, showcasing promising practice on widows' rights and in the field of land policy and governance in widows' issues.
We must ensure that survivors receive comprehensive support, including legal redress, medical care, and psychological assistance.
Stiffer punishment for human traffickers, empowerment of widows, education of the girl child, and improved health care were also raised.
We don't have an agency that is particularly focused on the issues of widows and orphans in this country. So that is why the bill for setting up a council for widows and orphans is very important.
I believe strongly that if it's repositioned and it is well grounded, and we are in the space to disseminate so that women will know these laws and they will be able to use it to protect themselves.
The technical working groups are expected to come up with adoptable recommendations to recraft the bills for proper inclusion for women. In Abuja, Elizabeth Omori, NTA News.
Be loyal to University of Abuja and work towards its development. These were parting words of immediate past Vice-Chancellor of the institution, Professor Abdul Rashid Na'Allah, to the university community as he hands over to the acting Vice-Chancellor, Professor Aisha Sani Maikudi. Professor Na'Allah, who led the institution for 5 years, says it was a period of service that brought various developments to the school, expressing confidence that the team he is leaving behind will consolidate on the initiatives.
With everybody here, to please, if you have worked with me, you've done something, please double, if possible, triple your efforts with the acting Vice Chancellor. And the management and the principal officers, they need your help. Continue to work with sincerity, with genuineness, with total dedication, with total loyalty.
Acting Vice-Chancellor of University of Abuja, Professor Aisha Sani Maikudi pledges to work with everyone to build and improve on educational excellence the institution is known for.
In our collective ability to overcome them. Our strength lies in our unity and our shared dedication to the principles of education and research. I encourage each of you to continue to bring your passion, ideas, and energy to our university.
Globally, civil society organizations play vital roles in implementing educational programs. Their efforts have in several ways provided much-needed incentive to address challenges and actualize government policies and initiatives. In this regard, the Universal Basic Education Commission is partnering various civil society organizations in the education space for improved planning, monitoring, advocacy, policy development, and implementation, which are essential for bridging gaps towards the success of UBEC program.
UBEC sees the compelling need to engage with and draw from the rich experience, insights, and perceptions of the civil society in proposing new initiatives and complementary reform for improving UBE delivery across the country.
Now, since the commencement of the implementation of UBE program, significant progress has been recorded. More schools built, enrollment improved, more teachers recruited and retrained.
We still have a long way to go. I think we need to wake up to our responsibility as citizens in seeing how we can address these issues. Otherwise, the development of the country will be a mirage.
Although numerous challenges are being encountered, UBEC believes that organized civil society as grassroots actors will leverage its network to ensure that every Nigerian child receives education that guarantees a sustainable future that will enable him or her contribute to the nation's overall growth. Evacuation of robberies by disaster and emergency responders is still ongoing at the site of a collapsed 4-story building at the Unity House, Muhammadu Buhari Way, Area 11, Abuja. Correspondent Eliasu Onotu Yakubu gives us an update.
The excavators are still in overdrive. Although search and rescue operation is over, the intensified direct digs through the rubble of the collapsed structure is to empty the site.
Demolition is still ongoing. We are not going to leave here until we are able to bring down the building completely. We shall cordon the site. The premises is going to be taken over by the lead agency, Department of Development Control.
The coordination has been seamless. There was smooth collaboration among stakeholders, and that is why we have gone up to this point.
3 laborers working on site who were trapped in the aftermath of the disaster have been rescued through quick emergency response.
Nothing. We can share the thing, like say vibration, like say rain is coming. So as you can't jump, we follow window. As you can't see, say the thing is falling, you just follow window, calm down.
So how many of them are they inside the building when it falls?
No, we are 5. Yes.
Okay. So anybody still there now? You get anybody will follow now walk or not define?
No, sir.
Commissioner of Police Bennett Igwe led the first responder emergency team to the scene.
It was a passerby who called me and told me that that one building in this neighborhood of Unity House, the building is caving in as it's passing. And I trust Abuja people and their information. So I quickly rushed in here because I was moving out for patrol. It was around 8:30 p.m.
Who we are in this part of the world, people hardly respect authorities. That's why you see sometimes we are hard on them. Like this structure is an existing structure that has been here for more than 20 years. But obviously, you could see some modifications and renovations taken on, which I want to confirm, or I want to believe that we have not done the due diligence. That's why this unfortunate incident will happen.
The 4-story hotel building was under restructuring before the tragedy. Onotu Yakubu, NTA News.
A magistrate's court sitting in Ibadan Magisterial District has sentenced a driver who assaulted FRSC operatives on patrol to 3 years in correctional service custody with an option of fine of 50,000 naira. This is said to be part of the result of cause synergy with judiciary, which is in line with the policy thrust of Corps Marshal Federal Road Safety Shiu Mohammed to include zero tolerance to assault on operatives of the Corps. A statement by the Corps Public Education Officer Shegun Ogungbemide reveals that the Corps Marshal, while expressing satisfaction with the judgment, applauded the judiciary for a speedy dispensation of justice. He called on the motoring public, especially drivers, who have formed the habit of assaulting FRSC patrol officers to desist henceforth or face the full wrath of the law. Key players in the migration space are working towards strengthening partnerships that will tackle issues on mixed migration, bearing in mind Nigeria's status as a destination country for migration. Ruth Aguele reports that this was at the launch of the platform on cooperation of mixed migration, which held in Abuja.
Nigeria is a key transit and destination countries and plays a crucial role in the global phenomenon.
Migration dialogue is not new to Nigeria, especially with growing concerns and ways of surmounting challenges associated with the norm. This forum by stakeholders is to launch a platform for cooperation on mixed migration, which is expected to serve as a hub for key players to collaborate, share ideas, and address complexities of mixed migration, while ensuring the protection and well-being of migrants.
To achieve the promise of migration, we must work together to address the root causes of irregular migration, such as poverty, climate change, conflict, disasters, unemployment. We need to come together, ensure that the rights of migrants in Nigeria and Nigerians outside this nation are being respected.
The Federal Commissioner, National Commission for Refugees, Migrants and Internally Displaced Persons, Aliyu Tijani Ahmed, in a message, applauds the initiative, which represents a milestone for collective approach in tackling the multifaceted challenges of mixed migration.
Let us all work together to create an environment where every migrant, regardless of their status, is treated with dignity and respect.
We have the labor migration, we have the refugees and internally displaced persons. This mixture is what PCMM stands for.
With the theme, Unity in Diversity, Collaborative Solutions for Mixed Migration, the platform is expected to be the game changer for enhancing capacity amongst partners for sustainable solutions. In Abuja, Ruth Aguwele, NTA News.
An indigenous group under the auspices of Ikare Peace Think Tank has assured NTA Ikare of its support in achieving its set objectives while realizing the peace movement's goal. The group also visited the two traditional rulers in the community to appreciate their agreements to maintain peace in the community. Abiodun Oladipo reports.
Addressing the group on the immediate needs of the station, the officer in charge of NTA Ikare, Kehinde Lamidi, highlighted the challenges of the station to include lack of modern equipment and power supply, emphasizing that though NTA headquarters is playing its role, the community where the station is cited has a major role to play in maintaining it. Responding, the national coordinator of the group, Tajuddin Nasir, promised to assist NTA Ikare to live up to its billings, stressing that the station is expected to partner them in propagating peace.
From our organs unit, we determine what to do in order to sustain or make NTA Ikare viable.
The group was at the palace of Olukare of Ikare Oba Kadri Mohammed to thank him for allowing the group to mediate between him, an action that has brought about a relative peace in the entire community. Appreciated the group for their intervention in brokering peace.
It is when we have peace that we can move forward.
The Ikare Peace Think Tank group also paid homage to Owale of Ikare Oba Adeleke Adedoyin Adegbite, who was visibly happy to receive them.
They are the Ikare, so they don't have a choice than to work towards the peace, unity, and development of the land.
The Ikare Think Tank group declares that.
So sincere apologies for that slight mix-up there, but this is where we have to end nationwide. I'd like to appreciate you for watching. I'm Ayodeji Makinde from all of us here in Abuja. Enjoy the rest of your evening. This is the Nigerian Television Authority. Bye-bye.